Hey, welcome back to That Morning Show. Right now, I am very, yes, I said it 3 veries in a row, excited to be joined by one of the stars of the immensely popular TV series, The Hills. Let's welcome Miss Jayde Nicole.
Thank you.
The crowd goes wild. Thank you so much for stopping by, Jayde.
Thank you for having me.
Now, the show's in its 5th season, right?
Yes.
And it's huge. So how much fun is it working on a show like this when you know it's just popular and the kids like it and it's a great demographic?
I don't know if fun is necessarily the right word to use. I mean, it is a lot of fun, but if you watch the show, you know it's also very dramatic and
Claws come out. Bing, bing,
they
bing.
do,
Yeah.
and I feel like everything, you never know what's going to happen, and there is a lot of fun times, but there's also a lot of crazy times. So.
And you're dating one of my acquaintances, Brody Jenner.
I am.
And I met you
No
about
way.
3 weeks ago at the vet when your dog
oh my God.
got your paw stuck in a
remember.
zipper.
I
See?
knew I kind of recognized your face,
Yeah.
but I thought it was just from the show.
You're like, he's probably an international superstar.
No,
I know
you have
this
no
guy.
idea. I was so frazzled. I was like almost in tears.
Your
when I
dog
brought
got his
him
paw stuck in a zipper.
in. He did. He got his fingernail ripped right off.
Yeah, and my dog was having the back problem.
Yes.
Remember the dachshund?
Oh, it was so scary.
We
I
had a
do
doggy,
remember.
yeah,
I
we
remember.
had a doggy Halloween party here today.
No way.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
Why wasn't Pumpkin invited?
See, if I would have known, I would have sent you guys a
here?
personal invite. So how is it? Were you hesitant to bring that relationship into the public eye on TV?
Yes, very much so. I'm from a very small town, and I'd never really seen the Hills before I came to LA, and I had really no idea what to expect. And probably for the first 6 months of our relationship, I stayed as far away from the Hills and the cameras.
Where is the Hills?
I
want to go to the Hills.
I know,
and like
right?
hang out in the Hills.
It's just kind of everywhere. But obviously, as me and Brody dated for longer, and the cameras do follow him around, I couldn't hide for very long.
Now we've seen you get upset over Brody's relationship with Kristen, right?
Yes.
How is it having her on the show as opposed to Lauren?
Well, I love Lauren.
Right.
Lauren's a sweetheart. It's totally different. Kristen, you never know what she's gonna say. You never know what she's gonna do. And she's just a new person in all of our lives, and so it definitely stirs up a lot of trouble with everybody.
Is there a misconception about your guys' relationship? I mean, is there hatred involved? Dislike, I guess is a better word.
In me and Kristen's or me and Brody's?
No, you and Kristen's.
I'm
trying to get
you're
dirt
gonna
here,
see exactly what happens. The next episode is really crazy, and it has a lot of me and Kristen, a lot of me and Brody, and so do the next couple ones. So you guys get to kind of see exactly what our relationship is. But it goes up and it goes down, and it gets pretty intense. So
I'm hooked on the show. I watch it.
Good.
Yeah, because I'm a former MTV product myself, so I'm like,
You
I
gotta.
get suckered in. So there's speculation out, and I've gotten it before. Oh, the show is fake. It's scripted. It's all made up. What's your answer to that when people say that to you?
It would probably be a lot easier if it was scripted. I feel if they had teleprompters and scripts, but they don't. We do get put in situations that sometimes we normally wouldn't. Like, we'll go to a party and then they'll throw Kristen in and not kind of tell us, and then whatever happens, happens. So we don't have lines.
Right.
We don't have scripts.
What's kind of a work week? Is it like an everyday kind of shoot thing? You go in a couple days, you get the phone call?
It just depends on what we're doing. Sometimes, certain weeks we're doing interesting stuff. Sometimes me and Brody will spend a week laying on the couch doing nothing. And
I like that. The coach, her Canadian came out right there. See that? Snuck out.
The Chesterfield, as some people in Canada say.
So you started off
it just
modeling
depends.
at a young age.
I did.
And when did you decide, you know what, I might do this as a little career? When did you decide that?
You know what? I've kind of modeled my whole entire life, and I think when I was about 20 and I was in college, I got the call to be a playmate, and I did that, and things started getting really, really busy, and I was traveling over to Europe and traveling in the U.S., and it just got to a point where I became so busy that it kind of had to I had to make a decision whether or not to do that or.
Right, and speaking of Playboy, you were Playmate of the Year 2008. Congratulations. I feel honored right now.
Thank you.
So how do you learn that is your title? Like, who calls you? Does it have to call you and be like, Jayde,
You know
exciting
what?
news.
I was in Los Angeles for a party, and Holly actually took me to lunch and told me at lunch.
From Girls Next Door.
From the Girls Next Door, yes. So she broke the news to me. She's a sweetheart. She is.
She seems like
I love
the sweet
her.
one of the three.
She's one of my good friends. I love her to death. And she told me in a crowded restaurant, and I had no idea. I did not think that I even stood a chance to win. So I was like freaking out. But I was in this crowded restaurant, so I was like, oh, that's lovely. That's amazing.
Awesome. Let me tweet
I wanted
about
to
it.
like
Tweet.
scream. But no, it was crazy. It was fun.
So you're recently on the cover of All In magazine. I think we have a little picture of that, do we? Look at that.
Oh,
Look
wow.
at that. So is it true you're going to maybe join the professional poker tour? Yeah.
It is. All In Magazine has been training me with a different world professional every month, and I've been playing in tournaments all over the U.S. I'm going to one in the Bahamas and Aruba and kind of all over the world. And hopefully I get really good, and I'm actually entered in to play in the World Series of Poker next year. So
nice.
I'm
So you
nervous,
better
but I'm
be
training.
good.
I
you don't want to be out in the first round to be one of those girls.
No, definitely
Do you find
not.
poker sexy? There's a lot of girls that get into poker and they find it sexy.
I do. I mean, I think any guy who's smart and can use their brain is sexy, and I feel like with poker, when you don't know how to play poker, you think it has nothing to do with math and brains, but when you actually learn how to properly play, it is insane how much you have to know and how much you're doing on a second-to-second basis while you're playing.
So that was a great cover. Now, when you do modeling shoots like this, is it always fun, or sometimes you're like in the bikini out in like 30-degree weather? There's a snowman in the background.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely not always fun. The end product is kind of cool because you get to see the pictures, and that's the payoff. But I've done my very first shoot when I was about 16 years old was in negative 40-degree weather, and I was wearing lingerie.
Really?
Yes.
Good grief.
It was, if you look at the pictures closely, there's actually tears pouring down my face. They black and white the image so you can't see.
But you know when it came out, you're like, this is such a great picture.
Oh, it's the best picture. It's one of my favorite pictures still, but no, you shoot in bikinis when it's freezing. You shoot wearing winter clothes when it's hot outside. It's definitely not as glamorous as people think it is.
So before I let you go, I'll leave you with this. Can you maybe the next time you have like a Hills party, can you throw me an invite?
Yes.
Tell Brody to Facebook me.
Of course. I think we're having a big Halloween party or something.
Good, because Hef's not having it this year.
He's not.
I'm very upset about that. I was going to bring the girls.
Thank
you so much for coming in.
You're welcome.
You were a pleasure, Miss Canadian.
Thank you.
Everyone, watch Jade on the Hills, airing Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. on MTV. Now over to a couple lovely ladies, Chelsea and Carla.
Thanks, Mark. Well, coming up, we will hear from the stars Melissa Etheridge, Sheryl Crow, and Christina Applegate about their struggles with breast cancer.
And we'll be learning about a fun and sexy way to get in shape. It's just ahead on That Morning Show.